Hello everybody and welcome
Hello everybody
to
and
Racing
welcome
League.
to Wally
Tier
Racing
4, Round
League
6
Tier 4
here
Round 6
in Spain.
here in Spain.
We're in qualifying
We're in
and
qualifying
looks like a few
and
drivers are heading
looks like a
out
few
of the
drivers are
pits
heading
now to
out
start
of
their
the
lap.
pits now to start their lap.
And henchman, I think it is.
Henchman,
Or
I think it is.
Drivers
The two
heading out
drivers
so
heading
far.
out so far.
Yeah. So we got the Donut Gorilla.
We got the Donut Gorilla, the
leader.
championship
He was on
leader.
111
He was
points
on
with
111 points
Second
with
in the
driver.
standings with 95
Second in the standings
points.
with 95 points. So
he's looking. He
he's looking.
might technically
He
can take
might
the lead of the
technically
championship
can take
this
the
race.
lead of the championship this
But
race.
who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows
it's been
what's
a very
going to
strong
happen?
season here.
It's been a very strong
since
season here since
driver tiering
changes. For Donut Gorilla,
he's kept it consistent.
He's kept it
And
consistent.
Also doing very well this season.
Also
coming
doing
off the
very
back
well
of
this
the win
season, coming off the back of a win
last in the mystery round. Looking to keep on that charge, and will he be able to win? He'll be the first to do his lap. Let's ride on board.
So let's ride on board, or just
watch his lap and see what
he's
able to do.
He's able to do.
Coming down
towards turn 1. You want to break it around the 50-meter board here. So he just brakes just before it. When I hit this curve on the left,
you can keep a tight line through here. He washes out a little bit wide, but that's okay. Should be able to keep some minimum speed.
Echo should be fixed now, I think. Is that better? Yeah, onto the DRS straight now. He'll burn some more battery towards this left-hander. You can brake just after the 100-meter board. He does. You can wash out a little bit wide here, which he does. He hits good minimum speed. Now you want to open up the corner. He does that very well. He opens it up. And he's keeping some good minimum speed. It looks like he's got a very good exit there. This last corner is going to be flat, so we'll see what he's able to do. He does shift down a gear, but it is. He's sent across the line, and it's going to be a 1:14.0 for the bench marker. And then Donut Gorilla goes P1 with a 13.2, and Chevy Will's just behind with the 14.7. Skillsy with a 13.9 to go into P2. Izzy Fizzy going into P2. His teammate, V Hunter, goes into P2 now with a 13.2. Very close there between the top 3. But as I was saying, Izzy Fizzy, new teammate, up from Tier 3, or down from Tier 3, back to Tier 4 like last season. Mr. J Swell in the team, driving for Dante, the Mercedes. He's on a lap currently. We'll watch him, we'll see what he's able to do. Duck Puncher and Evil Blade. They go P6 and P8. So we'll see what J-Sol's able to do. He's got quite a lot of battery here to cross the line, so should be good lap. Didn't see all of it, but that puts him up to P6, just behind driver, with a 1:14.2. Moe Nabs into P9, now with a 15.0. Henchman's on a lap. The white. He's on a lap. I think it'll be Henchman to cross the line first. As there's yellow flags, it looks like Duck Puncher's beached. Oh, he's got it going again. He's taken the old layout from 2022, so I don't know what he's doing. Back to Henchman. He's going to finish his lap in a second. Chase EG has a qualifying ban, so he's not going to do a lap. Same as Mick, has a qualifying ban, pretty sure, so he won't do a lap. Henchman now, to cross the line, what's it going to be? He's going to jump into P7 just behind Jaswell with a 14.215 and Jaswell the 14.212. Very close there between the two. Very close between the top 4 even. Maybe the top 3 even closer. Hunter looking to hopefully get a podium this race maybe. Hasn't gotten a podium yet this season from what I remember. The driver development has been very good this season, I will say. He was very unlucky in Brazil in one of the first rounds, but he's looking really good in this qualifying session here, so really good showing from Hunter, to be honest. Donut Griller starting his second run of the session. He's currently on provisional pole, but of course, everyone's going to go faster. He's up by half a tenth in the first sector, but the first sector's not probably the hardest part of the track. It's probably this middle and last sector is where all the time to gain is on the fresh tyres, because there's a lot more corners through here. We'll see how committed he is up here. He's got his teammate. Hopefully he doesn't give him some dirty air, but he could give him a slipstream. He might have just got a little bit of dirty air on the exit, but he does get a little bit of slipstream now towards this left-hander. He's burning a lot of battery. He's up by 3/4 of a tenth. So he is going to go faster, but how much faster will he go? Let's have a look here. He's going to come towards the final corner now. He's got a little bit of battery to burn up towards the line. He does use it. He is going to be up. He will go faster by a tenth and a little bit to set a 1:13.1. Now goes 1/10 ahead of Hunter. I think Kirko is on a lap. He's just starting his lap. No, he just finished his lap with a 14.7. Puts him into P12. Shining Swarm is on a lap. He's back. He's back. The GOAT is back. What's he able to do for the Williams team? Look really nice to that left-hander there. Pretty stable so far. He's kept it flat. He's gone down into 6th gear. Burning a lot of battery, using the DRS to his advantage. This is going to be his first time of the qualifying session. So we'll see what he's able to do. He comes towards the final corner now. He's got a lot of battery to burn up to the line, but it is a short run to the line, so he probably won't use all of it. He is going to come with a 14.4 and just going to go just behind War Machine, splitting the 2 Ferrari cars. X-Knights, who is reserving. He reserved in the Spa 100% race, the relay round. Some people didn't like it, but I think X-Knights would have been very happy with that round. He did get a podium there. But of course he was reserving for Left 4 Dead, so different teams this time around. The man in P2 chasing pole position has just started his lap. What can he do now in his second run? We'll have a look. He's up. Sorry, he's down by a tenth. He's down by 800th of a second, sorry. Not up. But there is time to game throughout the lap. New tyres, I'm guessing. Don't see why you'd go on a old set. So there's a lot of time to gain through here. The Ferrari should get out of his way. Yes, he does. Nice. Number 69. He activates the DRS now towards the final sector. He's down by half a tenth still, but there is time to improve in this final sector. What is he able to do? He's got a lot of battery to able to burn here. He lifts in the final corner, but look pretty stable. Can he get pole position? No, he improves his time, but not his position. Once again, very close. It only splits by 200ths of a second. Now, is he fizzy? Is he on a lap? Don't think so. Nah, he's not on a lap. Skillsy. He's coming towards now to finish his lap. No, he must be. Yeah, he's boxing. Chevy. He's on a lap. He's up by 3/10. Looking very good so far this lap. If anyone's got... He's up by half a second. Wow. If anyone's got any predictions for the qualifying session, put it in the chat and we'll see what happens. Anything could happen in Tier 4. That's for sure. Henchman coming across the line now. Final corner. He's going to improve. He's going to jump to pole position by a 10th. Chevy Wolves. Stonking lap right there. So it is currently a Haas 1-2. For the Haas TP, I think it's Camillo. He'll be happy. Chevy's teammate is on an outlap now. He's going to come to start his final run, or maybe his second last run. You can fit 2 more runs in here, maybe. Izzy Fizzy is on a lap. What's he going to be able to do? He's up. No, he's down by 5 seconds, so... I'd say he's boxing at the end of this lap. Is Jace on a lap? Yep, he's about to finish his lap. What's Jace going to do? Very close to invalidation, but he does jump up to P6 with a 1:13.7, so... Looking very good right now in Tier 4. Which is really good for him. He might not like going down a tier, but... He's looking pretty good so far. His first race back for a while. And he's in P6, so... That's good. Donut Gorilla is up by a 10.5, so he, at this rate, will take provisional pole, but there is time to bottle. What's going to happen here with Donut Gorilla? Is it going to be Chevy on provisional or Donut on provisional? Either way, it's a Haas 1-2 so far. What can we see here? As he comes across the line, he's not got much battery to burn, but he has got a little bit. It is going to go pole by 0.2 of a second with a 1:12.891. He's the first driver in to the 1:12 seconds. 1 minute and 12 seconds, so that's a very good lap there. That's exactly what he would want for his second or third run there. He'll be good with that one. It's X-Knights on a lap. Don't think he's on a lap. Goffy boxing this lap. He's taken the old, he's going off-roading as Goffy. The Haas drivers are doing very well, you are correct. So it looks like Dwight is one of the only people on a lap so far, so we'll see what he's able to do. Never mind. He is not on a lap. No one's on a lap, but everyone's going to be piling out of the pit lane now to start their lap. So we'll see what everyone's able to do. Driver just started a lap, so let's see what Driver can do. There's people coming out of the pits, but he shouldn't impede him. He doesn't impede him. This is going to be Driver's final run, I'm guessing. What's he able to do here? Is he improving? He is improving by 0.3 of a soul, but he's had a spin. He's had a massive tank slapper, and he's round into turn 3 or 4. Sorry, in turn 4, he's spun right round. That would have ruined his tires, but he will be able to charge the battery and go again. But the damage is already done. It seems he was flying in the first sector, but it was just too much, and his rear just lost out. That is not what he would have wanted there, and we see Dwight in the barrier. He's lost his front wing. So, we'll see what he does now. He has to let everyone through. So Dwight hasn't even got to start his lap. War Machine's retired from the session. Has he crashed? I think he's crashed. War Machine has crashed. War Machine's crashed. Where Dwight crashed, I'm pretty sure, but Dwight has only lost his front wing, but he won't be able to participate in the qualifying session any longer because he'll have to fix that front wing, and I think it's too far gone now. Hunter on a lap, he's down, he's under by a tenth again, but he hasn't aborted the lap yet. He's burned a lot of battery in the first sector, but what can he do? He's going to try and break the Haas 1-2 so far, but he's going to try his best. He's pushing the car to its limit. We'll see what he's doing now into the second sector. If he's up on his time, hopefully he is to split the Haas boys. He's down by 1.5 tenths. There's still one more sector to go. What can he do? He needs to improve his time. Otherwise, he's in the threat from Izzy Fizzy and Skillsy maybe. But it looks like he's aborted this lap and he won't be able to go again, I don't reckon. Will he box or will he go again? He doesn't got the battery, but he can try. He's going to try and go again, but I don't know what's going to happen. Skillsy's on a lap. What can Skillsy do? He's up by 3 tenths. He's flying. He's up by 1.5 tenths. I think he just... I don't even know what happened. Why I said 3 tenths. Maybe that was someone else. Frosty goes just ahead of Skillsy, but Skillsy is still on a flying lap, and he is flying indeed. What's he going to do coming towards the end of the second sector now, just on this DRS straight? He's got one straight to go to finish the second sector, and then it's onto the third sector, one of the hardest sectors of the track, in my opinion. It's where all the time is to gain here. He's up by 2.5 tenths. Where will this put him? He needs a lot more time in this last sector to get pole position. What can Skillsy do? He keeps it planted through the final corner. Driver's gone, retired. Skillsy jumps up to P4 just behind Hunter, who's on a lap again, but he's down by 5 seconds, so I think he's had to abort here. Chevy Wolves coming. He's going to come and finish his lap now. Can he steal pole position from Donut Gorilla? Yes, he can, and he goes 2 tenths further ahead. Donut Gorilla, though, he is currently down on his time. No, he's up by 1.5 tenths. Is it going to be enough, though, for pole position? He's got one more sector to go now. He needs another tenth to steal pole from his teammate. It's going to be a Haas 1-2 either way, but who knows what's going to happen here, because he's got one sector to go, one more corner now. This last final corner he keeps it planted. He uses the outside curve to his advantage, but he can't go pole. He can't improve his time. So Chevy is on provisional pole right now. And it looks like that no one can spoil the party unless X-Knights can pull a stonking lap. He's only 2.5 tenths up though, so it's not going to be enough. One more corner. What can X-Knights do? He's reserving. Can he get pole? I don't think he will, but we'll see where he can improve to. He can improve to P12, but that's it. So there we go. And Skillsy, Skillsy's still on a lap, so if he's improving, he might be able to steal pole, but we'll see what happens. He was not on a lap, so he's gone P4. So it's a Haas 1-2, but with Chevy Wolves on pole, and his teammate 2 tenths behind. Donut Gorilla was flying in the first 2 runs, but Chevy's come out of nowhere and taken it from him. Again. That is a really good lap. You guys are correct there in the chat. That's very good. That's a very fast lap for Tier 4. A 1:12.6 for pole position with his teammate almost 3 tenths behind there. And Hunter finishing the top 3. Skillsy, Izzy Fizzy, Frosty, Evil Blade, J-Swole, Dwight, Henchy, Moe, Knights, Driver, Duck Puncher, War Machine, Shiny Swarm, Kirko, Goffy, and the 2 people that they couldn't set a time. They had a qualifying ban from the previous few rounds. Although Chasey was meant to do it last round, but he didn't end up doing that. But that's okay, he's done it this time. But now, let's see.
Well then, here we go. It is round 6 and we are here at Spain for the Spanish Grand Prix, fresh from the mystery round. There's only been one driver to get 2 wins here at the Spanish Grand Prix. That is Car Gamer. He is no longer with us anymore. So as we move into the second third of the season, we have 3 sectors here. We will race around for 33 laps. The track lap record is 1 minute 11.383 by Lando Norris back in 2024. We have two DRS stones, one down the main straight and one down the back there. We have 14 corners. We have 6 to the left and 8 to the right. Let's have a look at the tyre compounds we have for you this evening. We have the soft, medium and hard, the C3, C2 and C1 tyre compounds. All 3 of them will get smashed this afternoon. Will it be a 1-stop? Will it be a 2-stop? We are about to find out. We've got 4 tiers for you this week that will be racing in the Spanish Grand Prix. Well then.
Here we go, waiting for the 5 red lights to come up now. What can Tier 4 do for us tonight? Who's going to take the win? Is it going to be the pole setter, Chevy Wolves? Is it going to be his teammate, Donut Gorilla in P2? Here we go, we've got 5 lights. And we're going racing here for Wally Racing Tier 4. It looks like Chevy Wolves didn't get the start he wanted. Donut Gorilla takes the lead already before we even get to the first corner. But behind we got V Hunter as well, getting a nice slipstream. Is he going to try and send it up the inside? Skillsy on the inside of him. It's going to be 3 wide. But then Skillsy's on the back of Izzy Fizzy now. He's being pressured, but he keeps his position well. Frosty now gets ahead of Jacewell. There's a huge spin. Looks like there's Izzy Fizzy having a spin in the back. Jacewell goes on to P6. Frosty up to P5 now. Skillsy can keep his position. We see an Alpine behind. Moe trying to go on the inside of Dwight. We see possible race strategies. He's ghosted. There's Henchman off the road in the gravel trap on the hard tyres. We have to see Shining Swarm take avoiding action, and he rejoins safely. There's an end plate flying away. I think it's Goffy's end plate that's gone. Driver has dropped a few places. I'm pretty sure he's got no damage though, so it was definitely Goffy's end plate. So that is a dream start there from Donut Gorilla, and there's already a safety car. Safety car deployed here in Tier 4, but Donut Gorilla crucially already ahead of his teammate now. On the start, he got a much better start than Chevy Wolves, and he took the lead immediately on the medium tyres. They're both on the mediums. We'll have a look at the tyres now though. So everyone's on the medium tyres, Mix on the softs, and Henchman, Kirko and X-Nice on the hards. I think we'll see a few people dive into the pit lane though, because I did see some damage go around. There was a few people off the track as well, so we do see Goffy in the pits. I've taken a breath now. That's a safety car. I don't know. I don't think anyone actually crashed badly for this safety car to come out though. I think it was just a load of debris on the track. So but very good for Hunter there. His start was, he could have done better, but he hasn't lost any position, so it's a good start for him. He was under pressure from Skillsy on there. It looked like it was going to be 3 wide for a moment, but he's kept calm and he's stayed in P3 for Skillsy as well. He stayed in P4, and Frosty in P5. He's done really well there. I mean, Izzy Fizzy had a spin, and now Jasol's promoted himself up to P6. Okay, we get it. Does Red Bull count? I can have a Red Bull. I can get a Red Bull. I don't have water in my room. Let's have a look at the position changes. Yeah, so we see the 2 Haas boys swapping, but it's still currently 1 and 2. Frosty's up a position, Jacewell up 2. Moe actually doing really well here. He's up 4 positions. Dwight up 1. Driver up 4 positions. So he actually went up. I thought he fell down a little bit, but stuck up 4 as well. War Machine, Chasey G, really good start there, starting from P20 with his qualifying ban. He's up 8 positions. Evil Blade, not the start he would have wanted, down to P13, 6 positions. Mick up 5, also had a qualifying ban. Shining up 1, Henchy down 6. We saw him going off the road. Kirko stays in his position. Izzy Fizzy we also saw having a massive spin in turn 2 towards turn 3. Goffy's had to pit, so he's lost a position. And X-Knight's pitting. Oh, he's got no wings. X-Knight's now has to pit. He's lost 8 positions. What would Bear Grylls do in that situation? I feel like he would piss on a cling wrap and then wait for the sun to like purify it or something, to be honest, and then drink it. What do you mean in the race, to be honest? Because I feel like he'd just be in the bush right there, wouldn't he? If we have a look at the tyres once again, everyone in the top 13 on the medium compounds, with Mick staying out on the softs, Shining on the mediums as well. Kirko on hards with Henchman. Goffy's had to pit for new hards. X-Knight's pits for new mediums, and Izzy Fizzy is starting on the hard tyres as well. So yeah, Goffy had to fix his wing as well, along with X-Knight's. So them two getting on the new compound, fresh rubber. As we saw in the intro that Skillsy has made for us once again, it is the hardest compound available, the C3, the C2 and the C1 compounder tyres. So, very interesting there. We should go racing at the end of this lap now, as we see X-Nuts getting onto the back of Goffy for one last lap under the safety car. A lot of debris went flying on that first lap, which is why the safety car was deployed. No one has DNF'd. If you're new here onto the stream, which hopefully some of you are, we do race later tonight for Tier 3. X-Knight's pits again, so I don't know what he's doing, but we do race later tonight for Tier 3 at 8:30, and you'll have Carl Finiza, I don't know how to pronounce it, for your Tier 3 commentator. And we do race Tier 2 and Tier 1 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So for Tier 4 obviously now, 6:30, Tier 3, 8:30, Tier 2 on the Tuesdays, they start at 7:45, and Tier 1 on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. I think we should see the safety car come in at the end of this lap, which we do get the notification now. So Donut Gorilla is leading from Chevy, Hunter, Skillsy and Frosty in the top 5. He's backing up the pack quite a lot, as we do have to let the safety car pull into the pit lane before he can actually go, and you'll be throttle limited as the game does that. So he's going to be backing up the grid quite a lot here, but X-Knight's just getting to the back now. Now, when will Donut Gorilla choose to go? When will he take off? And the safety car is now in the pit lane. It's going to be green flags now, and he's going to go whenever he wants. And it looks like he's gone now, just before the penultimate corner he goes. And has caught his teammate off guard. He's now 1 second ahead of him already, 1.2. So we see now Hunter is going to try and chase down. We got Skillsy on the back of Hunter. He's got a lot more straight line speed and a massive slipstream. What can he do now? We see a Red Bull weaving behind, trying to get tire temperature. We see Shining Swarm and Mick going at it with Izzy Fizzy and Kirko going at it behind. They're going to go too wide into turn 1. It's going to be Shining on the inside. Mick breaks just that much later, but he's gone very, very deep, and that invites a McLaren of Henchman to get ahead of Shining Swarm. And now trying all the way around the outside of... who is that? Mick. He can't quite make the move stick, but we got another corner. He's going to try and go up the inside, but he can't do it. Izzy Fizzy also getting ahead of Shining Swarm now. And he does make that move stick, but we still got Henchman trying to go on the outside, and there's a massive slap on the back. Izzy Fizzy smacked Henchman with Shining Swarm, smacking Izzy Fizzy, and Goffy making up a position there as well. So as we look back to the lead, now Donut Gorilla's leading by 1.6 seconds. Dream start for him, or is it team games going on now? Just trying to hold off and give Donut Gorilla the win, as Chevy isn't in the championship contention like Donut Gorilla is. Hunter is going to have DRS, but barely. He's 9/10ths back, almost. Chevy's almost breaking that DRS gap now. So can Matt Skills even try and make a move here? So DRS will be activated this lap. Donut Gorilla sets the fastest lap of the race, as it's at our first full lap of the Grand Prix. We see behind drivers trying it on the inside of Dwight, and he makes that move stick nice clean, but he does go a little bit deep, but he can keep the move done, as there is a lot of dirty air in this corner, turn 3, and that is a VSC for debris on the track, I'd say once more. So now we've got a good delta here. If the Haas boys can get this right, he's already 2 seconds ahead, and Hunter is already 1.3 seconds behind. So what the delta does here could change this race for anyone here, because you can get a start that you need on the VSC, finishing or whatever. But we don't know what's happening yet. So we see now there's a few little DRS gaps, as Frosty is 1.9 behind, and he's got a little bit of a gap, and J-Swoll's got a drive-through penalty, same as Moe. So they are going to have to serve that in the next 3 laps. We've gone racing again, but that is really unfortunate for the 2 drivers there. J-Swoll, his first race back in Tier 4, and he's not going to be happy as of so far. But that's really unlucky. Hunter's now dropped out of DRS, same as Chevy Wolves, 1.2 now, but Skillsy's on the back of Hunter, but he can't get the move done. We see Izzy Fizzy pitting as his wing was completely destroyed. Duck Puncher on the inside of Dwight. He gets the move done into turn 2. Dwight can't fight back, but he can try around the outside, because trying to get out of the dirty air and get that clean air on your front wing is a good idea. But now that's invited War Machine to try and go up the inside. He's getting a nice slipstream, but he has to back out and just tuck in behind. And he's got Chasey G close behind him, but on the outside of Dwight is War Machine, and now they're going to go too wide, and then on the inside is Chasey G of Dwight, but he just gets cuts off, and he has to keep that position, but he's going to get a much better exit now towards turn 6 or turn 7, 6, 7, something like that. He's on the inside, and he gets the move done, and Dwight's lost 2 positions in the matter of 3 corners, so very unlucky there for the McLaren driver. But they've got a DRS now, a big DRS game. Evil Blade, could he try it on the inside? No, he can't. He can't do anything with that. Hunter's back in the DRS though, of Chevy, barely. He's bouncing on the 1 second. He's bouncing on the 1 second mark, and he does get DRS. So that'll relieve him of Skillsy behind. 6, 7. As we see J-Soul pitting, he's going to serve his drive-through, and this is the last lap that Moe can stay out before he has to serve his drive-through, as you only get 3 laps to serve your drive-through penalty in F1, same as in real life in the game. We don't see many drive-throughs in real life though, but it's alright though. Duck Puncher and Chasey G are going at it in turn 4 right now. Duck's on the inside. Chasey G runs very wide, and he's had a massive tank slapper, but he's saved that one. Very nice. He's washed out onto the grass, and he's just lost the rear end. But that is a beautiful save, and to not have any contact there with Duck or Evil Blade, he's in a kick-salver sandwich, so that almost could have been a race-ending situation there. But we look at this now, Chevy is 1.8 behind his teammate now, so he's out of DRS quite comfortably, which is going to relieve Donut Gorilla. He can just save his tyres now, because his teammate is under pressure by Hunter and Skillsy with the DRS behind, as he is 8/10ths, and Donut Gorilla sets another fastest lap of the race, but the DRS has proved to be very powerful here. Can he try and make a move up the inside? He can't. The DRS though got him very close now, but we see a lot of Moe pitting to serve his drive-through penalty. So now, here's the nature of Spain. As you can see, the dirty air proving to be quite hard for a lot of drivers to overtake here. So now there's going to be a lot of little gaps forming, as we see a lot in the mid-pack. We see Driver, he's 4 seconds out, War Machine 2 seconds behind that, and Doc's at a DRS behind that, and Chasey G is still chasing, but doing very, very good here. He almost spun earlier, but he's got DRS on Doc, who's just barely got the DRS. He's burned a lot of battery this lap to get DRS. So we can see this is a lot more battery on Chasey's side here. Can he make a move? There's a yellow flag in the second sector as Driver. He's spun out of turn 10, I think that is. He's spun and he's lost a lot of positions there. He was in a comfortable gap, and Dwight's now going to try it on the inside. He's on the hard tyres. Oh, we see Driver washing out quite wide. He doesn't have damage, but that is really good that he doesn't have damage. But Henchman and Dwight, they both get ahead of him now. Doc Punch is now out of DRS again, and so is Evil Blade. Chasey now on with the DRS. Is he able to make a move on Doc? This could be a really good move here. He's got a lot more battery. We see the red flashing lights. This means he's harvesting. He's going on the inside. He is gonna on the inside, but it turns to the outside for the next corner in turn 2. He washes out wide a little bit. He gets forced around the outside, but he makes that move stick up into P7. So now the two kick sabers are pushed closer together, instead of Chasey being in the middle of them. That's what he wanted. He can now start the charge to get on the back of War Machine for P6. Chevy's caught up quite nicely to Donut Gorilla, so maybe Donut just stressing out his tyres a lot in the first stint. We saw he was setting a few fastest laps earlier, but he is under pressure obviously from Hunter because he is very, very close behind, and he is dragging Skillsy and Frosty with him, so any mistake that Chevy makes here from now on could cost him a lot of time or positions. But Goffey and X-Knights are going at it, and X-Knights is on the outside, but you can see he's squabbling a little bit. Goffey's deeper on the brakes, which invites X-Knights to get out of the dirty air, and you can see him, he's struggling with the car. Now, usually it's the Red Bull struggling with the grip, but looks like it's the Ferrari of X-Knights this time, and Goffey lives to fight another day. But X-Knights obviously now has the DRS, so how much will the DRS give him? An extra 20 kilometers an hour? It usually is, but he can't get back ahead. As we look back to the front, Chevy's almost in that DRS. He's just pushing. He's burning all of his battery to try and get into it, but he can't quite get in the DRS. So really good race control here from Donut Gorilla, and really good here from the other Haas of Chevy to try and keep the speeding Visa behind him with DRS. So the two Haas's are controlling this race exactly how they need it to right now. Lap 11 of 33 here now, so anything can happen as we see Chevy just in the DRS now. He's gotten DRS of his teammate now in the lead, so what can he do now? It looks like his tyres might be in a lot better shape. We see Goffey and X-Knights going at it again in the same corner, and Goffey's still ahead, but he's on the inside this time, and he makes the move stick, but into the penultimate corner. They're going side by side still. There's a little bit of contact, which sends Goffey a little bit squabbling, but he's got the DRS now on X-Knight, so can he make the move? He washes out into the gravel on the last corner, but he does have DRS now, so can he make a move into the first corner? He's going to be forced to the inside. He's going to be in the middle of the track as X-Knights, but he can't quite defend that one, but he is going to try it. He's going to brake much, much later than WRL Goffey, and he's going to be on the outside as Goffey turns to the inside, and he stays ahead of X-Knights, and we see Moe running so wide there, but he's trying on the outside again into turn 4. Look how much later he brakes. There's a little bit of contact between him and Goffey, but towards turn 5 now, what can he do? On the inside is X-Knights, and Goffey, can he get the switchback? He's ran into the back of him, but he might get a lot better traction, and he does. He gets the old switcheroo to turn 6 now. On that left-hander, he's got the inside, but he just backs out. He's got DRS, so he can try and fight back again into turn 8, turn 9. Towards the final sector. Like I said, there's one more DRS zone right here, but he washes out wide, same as Moe behind, but Goffey with the DRS, can he make the dive bomb from here? No, he can't. So that was really good racing there, but the dirty air proving to be very, very powerful here. But now X-Knights has DRS on Mick, who is 4 seconds behind Dwight. Chasey G and War Machine going at it. War Machine on the outside. It turns to the inside, but back to the outside. And Chasey G's got a much, much better run. And he gets that move to stick into P6. Really good there from Chasey G to get up into P6. But the damage is done. They're 8.5 seconds behind Mr. Frosty, who's on the back of War Machine. Who's on the back of Hunter. Who's on the back of Chevy Wolves. And he's out of DRS once more. 1.4 seconds he's out of DRS. So they're just bouncing now, but he's got a lot more battery to work with here, so he might be able to do something in this final sector. Anything can happen still. Shining Swarm's gonna pit from the soft tires. He's going on an alternate strategy here to everyone else. The only driver to use the soft tires, he is gonna pit for the hard tires though. So he'll be a long way back, but he's gonna go for the good old undercut. It's where you pit before the person ahead of you pits, and by the time they pit, you're ahead of them. And he comes out onto the racetrack, and he's being lapped. So this could really, really affect Chevy. It could benefit him even. He could stay ahead long enough to get DRS, or even for War Machine and Chasey not far behind, because they'll have to give way. As we see the yellow flags, this is giving way. As we see Mick and Moe, so they're double stacking in Alpine. Was this an accident? I mean, one of them is one of them's a reserve, I'm pretty sure, if not both of them, so this is not what they would want, and that promotes Jace up ahead of him. He's 1.7 seconds behind Goffey. Can he try and get into the DRS of Goffey, maybe? He's going to try his absolute hardest, though. He's 1.4, he is catching. That's going to lose him a lot of time, but he might stay ahead of Izzy Fizzy. Nah, he can't do it. Both Alpines. Well, no, Mick does come out towards just behind him, so he can't make the move. Henchman gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. He's got a 2.5 second buffer behind him and a 1.3 second gap to ahead of him. Chevy Wolves pits from P2 now. Is going to undercut his teammate maybe. I think he would be going to the hard tyres. He might be going for the one stop. I think it is a one stop around here. What can he do? He does go for the hard tyres. Very good from him. But we see Driver and Duck following him. Was Duck locks the rears a lot there. Coming into the pits now. So what is it going to be for Driver? It's going to be the hard tyre compound as well. And Duck will go for the hard. Everyone going for the hard tyres as it seems. There's yellow flags. Who is that has crashed? That's Izzy Fizzy. Spun round once more. Is this a safety car? Because that would play right into the hands of Donut Gorilla. And to throw his teammate in the bin after just pitting. But he's very lucky on this occasion as Izzy Fizzy not only doesn't get damaged, but it's not a safety car. That's really lucky for Donut Gorilla, who I'd say is boxing at the end of this lap. Hunter, Skillsy, and Frosty could be following him, and Chasey might have to stay out another lap to avoid double stacking, because the game likes to force you to double stack, even if you pit, but Donut stays out, and Hunter does pull into the pits. Chasey G should stay out, but anything could happen here, as we see Skillsy following Hunter in. So the P2 and P3 guys now are going to come out. But we need to watch Chevy Wolves, because is Chevy getting the undercut under now? There's yellow flags as we see a Ferrari pulling into the pits. I don't know what's that about. That's War Machine pitting. Chevy, I think, will get this undercut quite nicely. He had quite the buffer into the undercut. He's got a lot of battery here to burn, and he gets ahead of Skillsy. But, crucially, Hunter... Never mind, that's Chasey. Sorry. No, Hunter is ahead of him. It was just a bad camera angle. So the traffic here that Chevy's pit into with the undercut has actually benefited Hunter more. There's yellow flags. We see who's that spinning around. I think it was Henchman going quite slowly there. He's got a penalty in 12 seconds. So I think he started on these hard tyres and he stayed out for a long time. So he's promoted his way up to P3. But this is once again perfect from Hunter. He's done the overcut strategy and he's gotten ahead of Chevy Wolves. So the traffic that Chevy pitted into was not ideal for him. He's not going to be happy with that one, and this could be the make or break for the 1-2. But Donut Gorilla now pitting, and now we look to Hunter on the undercut charge to Donut Gorilla. Oh! But he's had a massive snap of the rear in one of the most slippery parts of the track, and he's now on the outside with Goffey, but he just lets him go. So can now Skillsy get the undercut now? He's the only one who can do it. But it looks like the Haas is already out of the pits. And he's ahead of his teammate, crucially, again. So, unlucky for Hunter. The Wyatt's now coming into the pits for the hard compound tyres. And that promotes Jaswell, who stayed out for 17 long laps here on these mediums, up another position. The Wyatt's going to be in a land of his own now because of that, though. So Frosty is in the lead, but he's still got to make a pit stop, which costs you around 20 seconds to 22 seconds here, I think. So undercut is going to be very powerful, but where will he come out? He was P5 earlier. He might be boxing at the end of this lap or next lap, don't know yet. He is going to pull into the pits, and Henchman will stay out, I would say, because he's on those hard tyres, and Chasey, I'd say, would be pitting, as he is on long, medium tyres that he's had for a long time. Nope, he stays out. Driver and War Machine, though, they're going at it, and it is Driver ahead of War Machine. So Evil Blade pits now, as well as Frosty. For the hard tyres, I'd say Frosty is on. He comes out. Does he get out ahead of Chevy? It's going to be really tight here with the Ferrari of X-Knights and Skillsy on the inside of X-Knights. There is a lot of traffic, but he is going to go up the inside, which gives him the outside, and he's already ahead by the time they get to turn 3, so there's not much more he can do. So Evil Blade now, he's out of the pits, and he's going to be right behind War Machine. But there is yellow flags, someone spun in the middle sector. I don't know who it is. It looks like it's a Haas, maybe. No, the Haas is fine. I don't know what that yellow flag was about then. So Chasey G, who hasn't pitted yet. And I'm in game chat. Oh dear. Let's just fix that. We don't want to be in game chat. But yep, Chasey G is coming in now, and Chevy Wolves gets ahead of him. Number 99 pulls into the pits alongside J Swell. Good pit stop there. Chasey comes out in P13, but once again, you got to think about these two drivers have much more fresher rubber than the people ahead of them, so anything could happen. They're on the charge now to make up positions with brand spanking new hard tyre compound. So Henchman in the lead, but obviously it's a Haas 1-2 provisionally because Henchman stayed out on these hard tyres and he has to pit again, so. But they are separated by quite the margin now, with Donut Gorilla going a little bit longer on his stint than Henchman, so the traffic a lot worse for him than Chevy. So yeah, that's not what he would want. But now crucially though, for Chevy, his teammate, well, he's fighting with Frosty, so Frosty is actually fighting for the podium here, but Donut Gorilla's catching quite quickly, so he could get a lot of dirty air and lose a lot of time here if he catches Henchman before he pits, as the Ferrari of War Machine is now pitting off the hard tyres onto the medium tyres. For 13 laps he'll do it. He's not going to fix his wing, but he has got end plate lost. So that's not what he would want. So if we have a look at the tyres, Henchman's on 19 a lap, Old Hard, Donut Gorilla, Frosty, down from P6. They're on mediums, but 3 laps. There's yellow flags. Who is that? Is that Jace or Izzy Fizzy spun again? That's Izzy Fizzy. He hasn't got damage, but it's another yellow flag. And War Machine passes him on new hards. So Mick on the soft tyres. I don't know if he'll make it to the end. We'll see what he does. Jace was on new hards. Moe 6. 3 lap hards, 1 lap new hards, 5 lap hards. Frosty sets the fastest lap of the race, and Henchman's still out on his old hard tyres. So we see Donut Gorilla is 1.2 behind, so he's going to start getting the dirty air in just a few more tenths, about 6 to 7 more tenths, and he'll get a lot of dirty air. So that's not exactly what he would want. And that is going to allow Frosty to try and catch up a little bit maybe, unless he can clear Henchman relatively quick. So yeah, not what he would want. This could cost him about 6-7 tenths, to be honest. So we don't know what's gonna happen here. There's more yellow flags though, as I think it was a McLaren of Dwight going a little bit slow, but who knows. As we see, Henchman is now defending from Donut, but I'd say he has to pit this lap. His tyres are gonna... Oh, he almost runs into the back of him. Does Donut Gorilla, and look how much Frosty is catching now. He's 1.8, 1.7, 1.6 behind 1.5. Henchman pulls into the pits, but the damage is already done. Look how close he is now. Although he does have the DRS, so Frosty needs to burn the battery, which he isn't doing right now, to try and catch up. But, yeah, unlucky for him. So Goffy has retired from the race. That is a safety car. Where is he? I think he's spun in the final corner. Goffy, I think, spun in the final corner. Or he just hit the pit wall, because I don't know what happened, but that is a safety car. And we see an M plate on the track. So Duck's pitting for new tyres, so is X-Knight. Henchman is just pulled out of the pit. So this is really good for Henchman, as he just got onto brand new medium tyres. But this is bad for the leaders, if they've just pitted like 7 laps ago for their hard tyres. So yeah, this is gonna change the race now. Dwight's pitting, Mick's pitting, and Doc's still in the pits now. So wow, Izzy Fizzy's gonna pull into the pits, but we'll see what Donut Gorilla does. He's still got a pit. Maybe he could stay out, we don't know. His tyres would be in good shape, but everyone behind with newer tyres might be able to catch up. So, and this is gonna bunch. This is going to back the field up so much. We've only got 11 laps to go here. So anything could happen, really. Kirko's pit, and yeah, we do see Donut Gorilla pitting. What's he going to pit for, though? I would say the medium tyres would be the better compounds to go to now, as you do get 2 mediums, obviously the softs from qualifying, and 1 set of hards. So yeah, there's going to be brand new mediums as well for Frosty. So, and it's going to be a double stack here for Chevy, unluckily, but we get a 1.8 second pit stop for his inconvenience though. So that is fine. Skills you new mediums as well. Yeah, everyone looking to go to the mediums. Hunter, oh, he just had a lag spike there. But now Driver is going to take the lead of the race on hard tyres, so he's choosing to stay out, but he's going to have to pull off a defensive masterclass here, or he needs to get the restart correctly. We saw what happened in the first safety car with Donut Gorilla. When he got that restart perfect, he was flying 2 seconds ahead of his teammates, so... But Chevy is not there to be able to help him get that gap now. It is Frosty and Henchy there. So Henchy's done a really good masterclass of his strategy here, as he stayed out so long to the point his safety car came out, and he's on brand new medium tyres with War Machine pitting for new hards. So I'd say he fixed his wing and he's gone to hards. We said no, sorry, he's on the soft tyres, and yeah, Donut Gorilla new mediums. 8 lap old hard though for the Driver. So this is going to really play into Donut Gorilla's hands here, as he's got much fresher tyres, and Henchy, and everyone in that top 8 really. From 2nd to 8th there, they got new tyres to fight, new hards for Evil Blade. So this is going to be a sprint to the end. Anything can happen really now. So yeah. So we could be going racing at the end of this lap. Anything... I think either this lap or next lap, because I don't know what will happen there with Shining being that far back with the Ferraris and everything, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so this is going to be really interesting with all the new tyres, driver on a lot older hards. As yeah, he's in the 9-lap old hards now, so they're going to be pretty dead, to be honest, but compared to Donut Gorilla, who's on the much fresher tyres, so yep. I think we'll go racing next lap, so we'll see what happens here. Looks like it is going to be next lap. The safety car will be called in, I think. Hopefully it's not a late call-in, because a late call-in is always the worst type of call-in for the safety car. So... oh, it might be a late call-in, I'll tell you. The safety car is in this lap. It is a late call-in, so... driver leading. What can he do? When is he going to gun it? The safety car's just gotten into the pit lane now. He's going to have to go out of the final call. He's gone now. Driver has gone now, and he has started the sprint to the end with only 7 laps to go here, or 6 laps, something like that, I don't know. Now, what can Donut Gorilla do behind? He's got a little bit of grass on his tyres, but he keeps it. We see Hunter fighting with X-Knights on the inside as well. He's going to go up the inside. It's Chasey G, sorry, up the inside. I was confused why the camera was doing that, and he has made that. Izzy Fizzy behind gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But, well, Henchman, though, even though he has newer tyres, he's got a 3-second duck punch at the wide. They're going at it towards turn 4. Moe loses out 2 positions there as he was trying to get up ahead of Duck, but now Mick has spun round. That is, who is that? Moe has spun round, and he's had massive contact with War Machine there. So the Ferrari and the Alpine having loads and loads of contact, and it is blamed on Moe as he gets a 10-second time penalty for it. So he is out of contention now for the points most likely, and this is another safety car. Oh, it is another safety car. So we've got another safety car. So what do you do now? Does driver pit now for new tyres, or does he stay out? Because he's got a lot more track position and a lot less laps to come now if he stays out. Or he pits for newer tyres, has that extra 5% newer tyres, and gets the pace to try and take the win. Let's see what he does. He stays out. Smart. I would have probably stayed out as well, to be honest. I think the track position is very key here. So that's very smart from him, but no one's really going to pit except for War Machine, who's got no wing. So he'll have to pit, most likely for new mediums or even new softs. We'll see what he does now. Yeah. So I think we'll be going racing at the end of this lap, I'd say. As it would probably make the most sense. Okay. Thanks, J-Sol. Oh, that's penalties. There you go. Twat. Who do you think you are, bro? Who do you think you are? What are you even doing? P11, bro. Do better. Alright. That's what you're getting. For calling me a twat. I think you should be banned for that. Bullying me. Ox. Not on. Yep. That you're an admin. Ban him, Maxi. He needs a timeout for that. I think that's a 1 minute timeout. Thank you. That's not very nice. He stayed out on hards. Oh yeah, here we go. We are going racing now. Safety car's gonna come in. We've got 6 laps to decide the race win. So when's he gonna go for it? Has he got to wait? I mean, we saw with the first safety car, Donut Gorilla, when he went for it, he got that 1 second gap. So he's going now, but he's gonna get throttle limited because the safety car's not in the pits yet, right? He does get throttle limited there just before the final corner, so that's going to cost him big time. And already, Donut Gorilla with the slipstream is on the back of him, and Henchy just behind as well, but he's got a 3-second time penalty. So he goes very defensive driver, but he moves back to the racing line, so on the inside, Donut Gorilla, but he backs out and just tucks in behind, Evil Blade behind on X-Knights up the inside, and he goes very deep off the track. He has to take on to the runoff area, and he slots him back behind, just behind J-Swall as well, and he has a massive tank slapper. His rear end goes flying, and that invites Izzy Fizzy now as well to go up the inside of him, and he makes that move done. Mick gets ahead of him as well in the Alpine. Donut Gorilla and Henchy are fighting into turn 5 now on the inside. Henchy on the outside, there's a huge amount of contact. Frosty gets through ahead of both of the Haas cars. So there we go now. Henchy's now on the back, but he's got a penalty for Driver, so Driver doesn't have to worry too much if he gets ahead of him. DRS not enabled yet until next lap. We see Frosty moving over very aggressively there on Donut Gorilla, who loses his end plate in the process. Yes, and he goes very deep, so Frosty is struggling. His tyres freezing cold must be, because he's gone very deep and he's forced him around the long way and he's forced to back out. So Frosty out of DRS now, out of contention for the lead, but obviously he's getting back in. 6/10 now. There's yellow flags. We see War Machine in last place. What can Driver do? DRS is enabled this lap. And we've got Henchman now trying to go on the back of him. Can he make a move? No, the 2 Haas cars are now going to go for it. But we see Hunter up the inside of Skillsy. It turns to the outside, which gives Skillsy the benefit. He runs so wide that invites his teammate to go all the way around the outside into turn 3. Towards turn 4, he's on the outside now, but he has to slot him back behind again because his teammate moves aggressively to the racing line. So now Donut Gorilla with the damage can't do anything for the lead of the race. I think that would be a penalty, to be honest, because it looked really aggressive. Driver giving way to Henchy on the new tyres, so he can't defend him for much longer. He's going to get the DRS. Oh, and he's bottomed out on the curb, and that is massive contact with Frosty. Is that an unsafe rejoin? We'll have to leave that one to the stewards once again. And now they're all out of DRS from Evil Blade, so can he now run away with the 3-second time penalty? He's 5/10 up on his fastest lap already, so he's flying this lap. 1.3 seconds. Frosty also has wing plate damage as now, so Driver might be able to defend against him. We've seen 2 attempted murders so far, but he's going to go round up the inside into the penultimate corner, and he gets to move ahead. He forces him, but did he get the DRS? He might not have gotten the DRS. I think Driver would have gotten the DRS. Yes, he does. The two Hasses. Duck getting a 3-second. Driver aggressively. He's forced him onto the grass. There's a massive contact. He's forcing him into the pit lane. There's so much contact behind. The two Hasses trying to squabble around. One's on the inside, but he has to back out. He's got massive amounts of damage. Does Donut Gorilla, and he keeps that move, and Driver keeps the position. So they're now 2.7 seconds ahead. They're fighting so hard. This could give WRL Henchman the race win here because he's got a penalty, but they're so far behind without DRS. He's only got to get another 0.2 of a second to win this race. So what can Henchman do? And he is pulling that gap because Driver's tyres are fully dead. We've only got 3 more laps to go here after this one, so anything can still happen now, because anything can happen. What's going to happen now? We got this DRS zone as well for Frosty to try and make the move. He's got end plate damage. He runs very wide. Donut Gorilla is ruining his race now. He's got a 3-second. His teammate Skillsy is going to go down the inside of Chevy Wolves, and he makes that move cleanly. That was a late dive bomb. He didn't see it coming, and he's made the move cleanly. He's now got Donut Gorilla ahead, the other Hash driver, but he's got a 3-second time penalty, so he doesn't have to worry that much as well. But he is so close to a podium here. He got a podium in Spa. He's on the inside in the final corner. We see the end plate damage playing a big part here. He's already on the back of him. He's got a massive amount of slipstream, but he's out of battery, so they're both out of battery, so no one's going to be able to make a move now. But we see he's going to actually go defensive for Chevy Wolves behind, and it is going to play a big part. He's going to force him the long way around. There's a little bit of contact which forces him off the track, and Chasey G off the track now, and he's had a massive spin as Hunter because he tried to pick up the straps, and he's in the barriers. But there can't be a safety car now, so Chevy Wolves up the inside of Chasey. He's going to break much later, but he's going to get forced the long way around, and he can't quite do it. And now Skillsy's trying it on the outside of Donut Gorilla, but he can't make the move, and now he's 8/10. He's almost out of DRS now because of that, and Skillsy is pressuring him so much here. He's almost lost DRS as Frosty's lost DRS, and Driver's 4 seconds behind now, so Henchman has just got to keep it calm with the 3-second time penalty. He can still win this race. Anything can happen with 2 laps to go now. He could still have a tank slapper, and he could lose the rear end, but Frosty now is out of DRS as well, just barely, so Driver is just pushing his absolute hardest. There's going to be a lot of reports though, I would say, because there was a lot of contact between the two, but he's back in DRS quite comfortably. So now on to the main straight. Can Skillsy get ahead now, because he was pressuring so hard, and we see Donut Gorilla running wide in that final corner, but he's got no battery to be able to do it. But they both have no battery, so what can Skillsy do? He's going to force him to go defensive, and he's going to move back to the racing line, and he stays ahead, but he's being pressured by the other Haas behind him without damage though. So yeah, wow, what a chaotic restart. We're on the penultimate lap now. Lap 32 out of lap 33. We got Henchman leading by 3.9 seconds here, and he's got a 3-second time penalty, so he just needs to keep it like this, and he wins the race. So War Machine and Moe going at it behind. Oh, and he's forced Moe onto the grass, it looks like there, and he's lost out to his teammate and Evil Blade, but he's still going to try it up the inside. Oh, is there a little bit of contact there? He might have forced him a little bit, but no, he's fine. It looks like he's fine. There are yellow flags, but I don't know what for. Hunter is just... now he's just driving to practice for whatever. He's a bit far off for Shining Storm now, so he's well out of the points. Frosty, 8/10, still in DRS. Now of Driver, Dwight and Duck Puncher going at it. It's like a 3-way car paddle. Izzy Fizzy getting ahead now all the way around the outside is War Machine on Duck Puncher. He's going to get a much better exit. The soft tires proving to be quite effective here in Spain, as the two Alpines are close together, so they might have a little bit of a battle here. And it looks like Evil Blaze trying to pick up the strikes, because we see Moe going massively wide, and with the DRS assistance for both of them, Evil Blade having a much better exit, but he doesn't have slipstream or the battery, it seems, because his straight line speed, but he does get ahead. And Moe was going to try it back up the inside, but he couldn't quite get it done. Last lap here, 1.1 seconds. He needs to keep it ahead. 1.3 is ahead now with a 3-second time penalty. So he just needs to keep this. At this finishing rate, he'll be 1.4 seconds ahead of Driver, and he'll keep the win. Driver's keeping P2 so far. Izzy Fizzy, the two Mercedes drivers, are having a little swap here, as one has end plate damage, the other one also has end plate damage, and he gets ahead of his teammate Jason, but he's got a penalty. So is Moe Nibs now. So he's already out of the points, and that's going to prove him to keep him out of the points. The Haas are bottling, but Henchman, no one can stop him now. He's 1.1 seconds driver. There's not many corners to go now. He's proven he's got a time penalty, but it doesn't matter for him because he's going to come across the line, or the final corner, sorry, but now he's going to come across the line to take the lead, the win, and he's going to come out here. He's going to win with a 3-second time penalty, but Frosty has actually got ahead of Donna Gorilla anyway, even with the penalty, and he's got P2. And now, because of the penalty, Skillsy gets a podium again. He did it in Spa, or he did it in last race, sorry, I think. In the mystery round, he got it. And he's going to do it again. And Chevy Wolves gets up to P4 because of his teammate having a penalty. Look how far he falls back. Doc Bunches left the session. I think that's a glitch, to be honest, but Skillsy podium. So this is really good because I know Skillsy's on Xbox for podiums. So yeah. That was a very chaotic last few laps there with that safety car. And as we see, Chasey getting driver of the day, Henchy most overtakes, fastest lap to Hunter, Mick cleanest driver, and Henchy obviously with the race win. So there's your finishing order. Oh my god. There we go. There's the finishing order, the top three, Henchy, all on Xbox, so we can all do podiums now. Henchme, Frosty, and Skillsy on the podium now, and a few penalties changing it a lot, with Hunter getting really unlucky there as he had to spin, and Duck also must have had a glitch or something because he was doing pretty well, but and Goffy DNF'd as well, so yeah, but we'll have to get obviously the finishing order for the for the results. Yep. But wow, what a chaotic race there, with the safety cars playing a big part, and Henchy just starting from 10th and he's gone and won the race. So like I said at the start of the stream, anything can happen with tier 4. Anything can happen. So, but now once we load back into the lobby, I'll try and get them in for podium interviews. We'll invite Henchman to the party. We'll invite Skillsy. Don't do that. And we'll get Frosty in here. If we don't get communicating. Yeah, I'm just fixing that up now, just getting everyone in the party. There we go. So we'll just wait on Frosty to join. Just give him a little one more minute, see if he'll join. I don't know if he'll join. Oh, I have a feeling he's not gonna join.
Here he is.
Oh no, there he is. There we go. Alright, so we'll start off with Skillsy, because he got P3 in the race. Now, obviously, you had quite the chaotic race there. Now, just tell me how you felt throughout the race and with the safety cars and your thoughts.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations to Frosty and Henchy, man. Congratulations, great win, Henchy, man. Love to see it, bro. Yeah, good race. Yeah. I was battling pretty much Hunter and Chevy the entire race. And my tyres were cooking, man. So I tried to. I mean, Frosty undercut me, or overcut me, sorry. The echo's so bad, man. Frosty overcut me. I came out behind him, I think in P5. And then when the second safety car came out, I was going to stay out. It was the worst timing. But all the front guys came in, so I came in. Obviously, Henchy stayed out, and that worked out well for him. But I thought my hard tyres weren't going to make it till the end. But time again, I probably would have stayed out. But yeah, P3, let's go.
Yeah, so that's two podiums in a row. I'm pretty sure you got a podium in the mystery round.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure you did, but I can't remember.
Get in, let's go.
I know you've had a podium this season, but yeah, I mean, pitting into traffic there, and so that allowed Frosty to overcut you with a few incidents as well, with I think Hunter having a little spin which held you up as well. So.
And then I just couldn't get past Donut. I thought he had damage, and I just couldn't get past him in the third sector as well. And yeah, I thought I was going to come out in front of the traffic, but as soon as I came out behind the McLaren, I thought I was cooked.
Yeah, the dirty air is a big part here in Spain, but obviously the next round is Saudi. So how are you feeling for that one?
I like Saudi. It's a good track. I have DNF there 100% of the time, so yeah, keen.
Yeah, well, it should be pretty chaotic. Very tight racetrack though, so yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, we'll move on to Frosty in P2. Now, obviously, you were pretty consistent that race. You're in the battle for the top 5 for a lot of the race. Now, just tell me how you felt there to get P2 and with your strategy.
He's too busy riding back to Donut in the Tier 4 track.
I can't hear him.
You there, Frosty? Can you hear us? Oh, he's left the party. I'll invite him back. Hold up. Oh no, he's back.
He's back.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. So obviously, yeah, you were pretty consistent there in the top 5. You know, always fighting, up to the lead in the podium positions there. But just obviously, give me a rundown how you felt with your strategy and how you got P2.
Yeah, I mean, the whole race went like pretty good, other than getting damage close to the end, which was like my fault, to be honest. I should have gone further around driver, and he was on old tires, so I should have expected it, to be honest. But yeah, I went longer on the mediums just because the early safety car felt like it gave it more like tire life, I guess. So when I boxed and I came out in front of Skillsy, I was pretty happy with that. But then the two safety cars close to the end kind of stitched me up a bit, because if I could have stayed out longer on those hards on the first one, then boxed on the second one, it would have done worlds of difference, because I could have gone on to the softs. But then obviously I had a little incident with Donut, which he isn't happy about, even though he crashed into the back of me when I went wide, which is on him. And then ended up in second because like I couldn't get any further up with the wing damage. So yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, so obviously you did get pretty unlucky there with the damage. Looked like a little snap from driver, but obviously we'll have to leave that one to the stewards and see what happens there. But anyway, tell me how you're feeling for the next round in Saudi. Do you like that track or not really?
Nah, I hate Saudi, if I'm being honest. It's too tight for me. There's not enough space to overtake. It's just low wings. But yeah, no, good to get a podium after what happened at Spa like a couple of weeks ago. And I could have won, but yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, so that was a good race from you there to get the podium. So congrats on P2 there. So we'll move to your race winner, Henchman. Now, obviously, you started pretty low on the grid, in P10. You were looking like maybe staying that long on the hards would have given you a mad undercut on everyone else, but it seemed that the safety car had kind of saved you there, but then you had the penalty as well, so you didn't really know what was going to happen. But how did you feel about your strategy and with the penalty?
To start with, the start of the race, like P10, I felt pretty good. And going into turn 3, I think it was, Moe in front of me had a big snap in front of me, and I sort of hit myself and went off into the gravel and ended up back in P18 and thought it was done. And but I thought, nah, the skills he once told me, don't give up. So I didn't. And yeah, so I got lucky with the safety cars, like even with my pen. And after that last one, I just had to. I think I was like P3 when the safety car came in. I had to get past those two cars in front. I knew driver was on older tyres, so I had to get past P2 and then him, and then hopefully just put my foot down and make a run for it. And luckily I got past the two lads, and driver happened to hold Frosty and all those boys up behind me, and I got the 3-second gap and sort of got it. I think I got it down to about 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds, and that gave me enough for the win, even with the penalty. So it was good fun. Didn't think it would end that way, but I'll gladly take it.
Yeah, it was a very good win, and I think that's your first win for a while. I think, was it season 7 maybe the last win you had?
I think so, mate.
Remember,
in Wallaby, I do believe it was like season 7. So
so it's been really good for you to bounce back there.
Been a long time coming, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, you've had a few incidents this season as well. Obviously, played Brazil, big incident there, and you were looking pretty good that race. But it's really good to come back a few rounds later and just win. So, yeah, how are you feeling for Saudi though? Obviously, that is a tight track as well. So
it's not my best track, but I'll hopefully try and get a bit of practice in during the week, and as long as I can get in the points at Saudi, I'll be happy.
Yeah, so that was a really good race from you, but yeah, I mean, Saudi is pretty tight, so, but there you go. There's your top 3, although Frosty did leave for Wallaby Racing League Tier 4. Congrats to Skillsy to get P3 and Henchy to get another win since Season 7. And we'll see you guys for Tier 3 at 8:30.